Hello, friends. I'm Randy Smith, the co-founder of CUInsight.com and host of the CUInsight Experience podcast. And today I am joined by Andrea DiGiacomo. Close?
Yep, you got
Good.
it.
The CEO, the COO of ThinkStack, one of our partners. And Andrea, thanks so much for being with me today.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks so much for having me. I love that you guys are doing this. It's awesome.
We're having a ton of fun with it. And I will tell you, I was so excited to talk to you because, I've talked to Tim at ThinkStack a few times since this COVID-19 has changed all of our experiences. And I know from a company standpoint, you guys were just ready. I mean, this is what you do. So
Yeah.
is this. So we're all here for the three questions. I want to jump right in. I'm excited for people to hear how you all are working with credit unions. So first question, we're all living through this interesting shared experience. What is your team, you and your team at ThinkStack doing to help credit unions and their members during this time of crisis?
Absolutely. So our approach really is be there, be supportive. ThinkStack is, we've been saying, we were built for this. So because we have, been working remote and had a lot of these things set up already for ourselves, we were really easily able to just seamlessly come in and help our credit unions without, also having to set ourselves up. So we were able to very quickly just jump right in, help our clients. Really, we started with trying to understand, what was the most important thing for them off the bat. And most of that was to be up and working and have their users working, and therefore they could serve their members. So that really was our first initial push, was let's get everybody to be able to be set up, work remotely, have whatever they need in that, safe, secure way. So that was really the first thing. And then, once the first week or two has passed and everybody was more stable, we really started assessing, what are clients feeling? What are the members of those clients feeling? We talk a lot about human-centered design and people before tech. So this has really been, the perfect type of scenario for us to really put people before tech. And yes, everybody needs to work and do what they need to do, be able to serve their members. But looking at it with that human-centered side of it as well, that empathy, that not just throwing a bunch of tech in there to get things to work, but how can we get things to work in a smooth way as much as possible? And then, from there, prioritizing what the clients need next, right? So they're stable, they're working, and then what, right? So we've really been there supporting our clients. I talk a lot about over communicating. So we've been able to, provide that insight and expertise for our clients in terms of, leveraging our partners to say what's happening in the world right now. What do we need to be aware of when it comes to security, or, what is out there that's happening, and how can we best pass that along for our clients and have them help them leverage that technology. We've actually created a kind of a roundtable that we've done a couple times with our clients. So we've gotten all of our clients together to really be able to just share the experiences of the last couple weeks, share what they're all doing, individually for their members and their users. And we got some really good feedback about that. Just bringing these like-minded people together to share that information. It's been a huge thing that we've done and gotten a lot of good feedback from.
This is total me rabbit hole thing here, but Are you finding, I've noticed in conversations that I've been having, and you kind of mentioned it earlier, that we're seeing, like, the first couple of weeks, it was like, okay, we just need to be functional. And it does seem like that shifts even happen, say now 4 weeks in, 6 weeks in, where people now are starting to look forward. Are you hearing that in the roundtables when you're bringing people together too, where it's like people looking out 6, 12, 18 months from now on, like, what do we do? What does this look like?
Absolutely. Yeah. We've had a lot of those conversations. You're exactly right. The first part was just let's get people working. And then now it's been, a lot of people's budgets and plans for the year have gotten kind of totally thrown to the wayside, just because they're looking at things different. We talk a lot about design thinking, innovation, and this is really that perfect, catalyst to force people out of that box a bit, to think more, creatively, think in that innovation and design thinking mindset to see what's possible. There's so many of these things that people didn't always think were possible to have, credit union employees working from home. But how can we create that great experience for members still in this environment? So we've been doing a lot of that innovation, design thinking, just journey mapping to see, how we can get some of these ideas, pushed out and kind of use them as a catapult to improve over the next couple of months.
So that tees up the second question perfectly.
Yeah.
I mean, when you think ahead, how do you think this is going to affect credit unions in the way that we do business in the long run?
Yeah. So obviously there's going to be a ton more remote work, right? So remote and just working virtually and interacting with people virtually. So that definitely is going to be a huge one. We've had several of the leaders of some of our credit unions have already mentioned, the ideas of, do we need to invest in a whole new headquarters, right? Do we need to build a new building? Do we need to have all of our staff sitting right here in the same location, right next to each other all the time? Can we get more creative? Can we have them work from home more? Can we invest that money that we were going to build a new building with? And yes, we'll still need, physical locations, and we'll still need that to some degree of that interaction with members, but can we reinvest that in technology, or can we reinvest that in that digital experience and somewhere else? Knowing and seeing that things can be really successful without investing hundreds of thousands of $1 million in a new building.
Right.
So we've definitely had those people already starting to think that way, even after a few weeks. It's been really interesting to see. And then the other thing is, we've been doing a ton of journey mapping, as I was mentioning, and journey mapping and design thinking to just see what's out there, right? The idea of design thinking and innovation is you don't know until you try it and you prototype and you see what works, and you find out what does work, what doesn't work, and then you try the next thing. And you just keep evolving that until you find what works and what is that solution that you want to try and run with. So that's something that we've seen a lot of people have been a lot more open to that as well. I think this has really, kind of challenged people's, kind of way of thinking or what they think is possible. So
I couldn't agree with you more. I think it's tore the Band-Aid off. Like, people are like, well, we couldn't do that in credit unions, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, we are in 2 weeks or whatever. So it should be amazing to see what happens going forward. Last question: how are you doing personally, and what's been keeping you sane through these times? Any hacks or habits you picked up to?
So I'm definitely creating a routine, making myself a schedule and kind of sticking to it. I was one of those people that I liked going to the office. I liked, the interaction and the, just being there around everybody. So I worked from home a little bit, but not this much. So making that routine to have a place where, I have an office where I leave my laptop. I, previously would come home from work, even, sit on the couch, watch TV and do some work. But now I leave the laptop in my office and walk away for the night, or take a break at 5 o'clock and go walk the dog. I actually got a puppy to distract me a bit. So it's definitely been keeping me busy and been some fun. And then we've created actually a really fun atmosphere at ThinkStack. So we've tried to figure out how to keep that culture that we have that is such a big part of who we are. So we've created those roundtables with clients, but then we've also instituted kind of a weekly meditation, yoga, virtual lunches, like we call it learning and libations happy hour. So
nice.
virtual game night. So all sorts of fun stuff to just keep everybody connected and making sure the whole team is doing well and motivated and there to support one another as well. So
that's fantastic. I'm going to write down a couple of those when we get done. That's fun. I like that. The bonus question, any final thoughts you'd like to share?
We will, get through all of this together. I know it's, a big change and unprecedented and kind of the unknown, but, by supporting each other, that idea of people before technology, and and really leading with that. We'll all support each other and get through this, and hopefully come out stronger and better on the other side of it.
Awesome. Well, thank you again, Andrea, for taking the time today. We will link to everything that ThinkStack has going on in the post that'll accompany this. And, I can't wait till we're all moving around again and hopefully get to see each other in person at a conference and pick up this conversation face to face. So Thank you again, Andrea. Stay healthy.
Absolutely. Thank you. You too.